Hey, it's the final review, the final 11 lessons. So I just want to recap it, and it's also, of course, the written text. But some people like video better, so I'm doing this little video as well. So this is really fundamental to spiritual growth is what am I doing with my life force? What am I doing with my energy? So I made a little recap, so we're going to just read off the shit just to not forget anything. So the first statement that's really, really important, and I'm sure you got this because you're at the end of all the lessons, and that is every thought and action direct your energy. So hopefully you begin to see energy as the raw material of your becoming. And hopefully you're asking honestly, where is my energy being spent or suppressed or wasted perhaps? Cool. And then what we did was to choose a challenging situation, and we practiced a self-awareness reflection. So could you see it, or could you sense, is better, could you sense a flow of your energy? Like I've done this for a long time, and I experienced this flow of energy going out the top of my head, coming back in through my pelvis, and it's all around me. It's not just one channel, it's really like this funny looking donut shape perhaps through me and around me. Second question was, what is the state of your thoughts? What is missing? Right? And do you feel present? Are you here now, connected? Okay. So this is really for you to take home for the rest of your life, for the rest of your spiritual growth. Become brighter and brighter until you no longer are able to stay here and have to flush out into the oneness of the universe. All right, I'll behave. But what am I doing with my life force? What's missing? What is my desire targeted at to hopefully bring in for me to feel whole? What's missing? Am I present here now and connected? Okay. And then I gave an example of a journaling prompt. It was, where do I unconsciously give my power to external circumstances? All right, to recap, it is going through the entire 33 chapters. Every system of thought begins with either making, which is the ego's attempt to build identity through separation, or creating, which flows from active willing in alignment with Source. And it's not a philosophical theory, this distinction. It is actually deeply experiential, and it begins in the body. That's where you start with your awareness. Okay, then we stop with looking at real validity. And let me read it out to you. Real validity is the recognition that what is real within you has never been separate from Source. And when you allow yourself to become aware of this, truly aware of what you are, energy begins to move. And that energy, perhaps blocked or distorted by fear, begins to realign as you release the need to control and to defend and to prove. And then we did a mind mapping exercise, and with making we met thoughts, decisions, or reactions that were driven by control, by fear, by comparison, by busyness, by self-protection. And under creating, we met moments where you felt inspired, aligned, at peace, open to flow, connected to love, truth. So the reflection that I asked you to do was, where are you investing energy in doing or making rather than creating or active willing? And what do you notice about the quality and outcome of each of these directions? And so I taught you how to differentiate between external and internal validation. So external sources, I gave some examples, and they were things like approval from others, social media, productivity, your roles, your appearance, whereas internal knowing relates to inner peace. I know I'm peaceful. Don't have to explain it. It's a knowing. Alignment. Yes, I know I'm aligned with source. Feel the energy. I don't have to prove to anyone. Values, presence, forgiveness, divine guidance. And then we did sub-branches, how each source make you feel, long-term versus short-term effects, which feel effortlessly sustained, whereas others may feel exhausting you. Okay. I gave you an easy guide how to check where energy may be stuck. So we looked at the base chakra, we looked at grounding, or maybe you had a fear for survival. The sacral chakra, where do you have a flow, natural flow of your emotions, or where do you feel repressed? And the solar plexus, the third chakra, where do you feel empowered, or maybe there's a collapse of control? The heart chakra, are you acting from love, or are you protecting from yourself from something? The throat chakra, are you speaking the truth, or you're telling lies and you're trying to deceive other people? The sixth chakra, the spiritual eye, are you clear about things? Are you coming from clarity, or are you confused? And then the crown chakra, are you connected in the oneness of all things, or are you disconnected and separate? Cool. So you can really sense the energy there and do some mind mapping and journaling. You become clear about what's going on, and you can experience the miracle of the natural realignment and remembering who you are and letting go of proving your point and defending yourself. So, another important statement, and I hope you all agree, fear consumes enormous amounts of energy, and fear distorts perception and weakens vitality. And guilt is really fear turned inward, also draining your life force. So to forgive yourself is to free your energy for creation rather than self-punishment. So we did an exercise, and it was opening up to the fear you are feeling now. Put it down in the middle of the page and then branch off. Number one, what's the trigger? What just happened externally or even internally that caused me to feel fear? And another sub-branch, what's the belief? What am I telling myself about this trigger? And another sub-branch is, what's the ego's voice? What is the fear-based interpretation? It's easy for you to say, Michael, to release fear. I was raised with a parent such and such and so, and we never had this, we never had that, and our house was flooded when we were young, we were homeless, and blah, 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 the whole story. What's your ego's voice? Yeah. And then the voice for truth. How can you reinterpret this trigger so you look on it with love? And then the last sub-branch is the choice point. What will you now choose to believe? What is true and what is false evidence acting real? So yeah, fear is an acronym. F, force, E, evidence, A, acting are real. Um, but I gave you something else. I said, ask yourself, if I'm deprived of nothing, I've been given everything I need, what is actually true here, right? What is fear and what's the voice for truth? What's my ego's voice telling me how justified I am to be afraid or feel guilty? And what's the voice for truth? So yeah, it then became a simple matter of checking whether your energy is aligned. So the root chakra, releasing the need to cling for safety. The sacral chakra, allowing emotional energy to move rather than stagnate. The solar plexus, choosing empowerment over the ego's dictates. The heart, opening to impersonal holdings in yourself and in others. The throat, speaking the truth without fear or judgment. The third eye, seeing beyond appearances, beyond the images, to the wholeness that is always present. And then the crown, letting energy pass out through the top of your head, dissolving in the infinite where fear cannot exist. So thank you.